right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, the great millstone, who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And just got off the gig. I'm in transit back home, but it's a little topic that's been sitting on my spirit to do. And if you've been paying attention to the current events that's been going on, all right, something very major just happened in the United States, and that is the fact that our so-called government representatives have passed a law making a mandatory draft. People 18 to 26, you automatically getting registered and you automatically going. And guess what? For all you women that think that you've escaped such a thing, oh no. There is plenty of room for you too in this bill. All right, they made sure that there was plenty enough room for women in this bill. And see, this is why the scriptures told many of you women to rise up if you're uncomfortable and hear the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. To hear his voice, you careless daughter. Many years you shall be troubled. Because this country has made being a woman wickedly easy, or just easy to be wicked. All right, you have women that can put you in jail at any time, call the police on you anytime, child support, you know. I mean, you can have the homies come by and put them in the spirit world, and you can literally say, well, I didn't do it, this guy did it. I had nothing to do with that. And one's dead, one's in jail, and you scot-free to a woman scot-free to go ride on another pole, you know. This is why the scripture also says that she who lives in pleasure is dead while she lives. All right, because when you women have the cares of the world as your priority, that means Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is in second place. And the scriptures clearly tell us that you shouldn't have anything over the Lord. Anything that interferes with your relationship with the Lord, that makes it so you don't live a life that's worthy and acceptable of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, is not supposed to be there. And you women have taken every single gift from bad Uncle Esau, and it's totally corrupted you. It has totally corrupted you all. So far and so much to the point that you got men going to other countries, or they're just completely checking out. They're like, I'm good. And this is why the scripture says that, hey, you women need to humble yourself. You need to put on sackcloth. Because you have to remember, the Lord only deals with the humble and a contrite spirit. And many of you women haven't been humble or been humbled in a very long time. This is why when you turn on the news, you hear so many of these bad situations about women who have been getting put in the spirit world by a guy for the past 3 years and nobody ever knew about it. And now you have this draft that's made plenty of room for you all to go to a place and so-called prove your womanhood. Because, as I mentioned earlier, in this new day and age, many women are very quick to talk about how men ain't shit, they don't need a man, they can do anything as good or even if better than a man. So now, many of you ladies are going to get your opportunity, as the old commercial says, be all that you can be in the Army. Now, you got to be pretty old to know where that little jingle comes from, but nonetheless, okay, you women are going to have all the opportunity in the world to prove your womanhood or manliness. All right? And of course, I can't forget about the fact that this will also put into effect the prophecy where it says, you all will mourn having no bridegrooms. Because with all these men being drafted, and you got men not trying to have sex with you all, or they're going to foreign countries, well, what's that going to do for the remaining set of women? There's going to be a scarcity of men. A huge scarcity of men. And what do we know about supply and demand and scarcity? The more scarce something is, the higher its value becomes. So in that day, a man will have value, but the man that will have the most value is a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And speaking of proven toughness, I can't forget about you men either. All right, you guys that claim that you hardcore. All right, and just because you've been in the penitentiary and you done killed a few people, you think you the shit. Well, now is going to be a perfect time to prove how manly you are. Because as I mentioned in that previous precept about the women mourning having no bridegrooms, you got to remember another big deal about that prophecy is the fact that a lot of men are going to get judged as well. Which is going to be a huge reason why many of these women are not going to have bridegrooms. Not only because the fact some men ain't dealing with them, not only because the fact they're going to get drafted, but in this draft, many of them are going to be put in the spirit world in a most horrible fashion. And to me, that's the most beautiful thing about this bill. Everybody who thinks that they hard, all right, they tough Tony, can't nobody beat them, they the baddest man on the planet. Well, very soon, you're going to have a chance to prove that in any way, shape, or fashion possible. Because guess what? Many of you all are talking all this tough talk on TikTok about what you're not going to do and how you're not fighting for a country that doesn't have your best interests at heart, which I agree with. You should not. But this current geopolitical situation, this trick bag that America has gotten itself into, oh, you won't have any options. You will be going. Because if not, If you're that adamant about not going to go fight, there's a nice, cold, uncomfortable FEMA camp waiting for you. So don't just think you're gonna rally up the troops, get a picket sign, go protest, chant a few slogans, and they're gonna be like, oh well, I guess this group of people don't want to go. Oh, hell no. This is wartime. All hands on deck. Okay, America is at war with basically the entire world. You don't think this country is going to make sure that it has the most people to fight as possible to retain its hegemony? Oh no. Sorry to bust your bubble, but they not gonna let a few hipsters think that they gonna get away with just saying no. I'm just not gonna go. That's not how it's gonna work. But yep, this is definitely the time that as a man in the Lord you've been waiting for. Because once this thing goes mandatory, folks start going to war, hey, you know what's coming real soon after that? The G5480. So that's all I wanted to say on this. I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say Shalom.